What's going on, guys? Pedro here with Tampa Gunworks, and in today's video I want to talk about the CZ Shadow 2 Compact, give you kind of my first impressions, tell you what's in the box, a little overview. Let's get right in. First things first, my name is Pedro. I own Tampa Gunworks. We are a custom shop based out of Tampa, Florida. We specialize in porting things like this. This is our 6-pack port package for a Staccato CS. We offer a couple of different packages, but that's just one of them. In today's video, like I mentioned, I wanted to talk about the CZ Shadow 2 Compact and just give you my first impressions. First things first, we're almost at 1,000 subscribers. I would absolutely love your support on helping us reach that goal. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff to help us grow. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's get right into it. First impressions, not that great, at least from a packaging standpoint. In the box, you only get the firearm, 2 mags, and then like a cleaning rod and some Allen keys. So for a $1,300 gun before taxes, a little bit of a letdown. I would hope you'd get 3 magazines. Hell, Glocks that you pay $500 for, you get 3 magazines. So a little bit disappointing on that front. But once you get past the packaging and have the gun in hand, I will say it's maybe one of the best in-hand feeling guns that I've personally owned and or shot. For the past probably 6 months to a year, I have only shot 2011s religiously for the most part. Actually this and a PDP, which in my opinion, 2011s and the PDP have some of the best ergos on the market. So I kind of compare it to those because it's, in my opinion, some of the industry standards, especially when it comes to things like hammer-fired pistols. Generally, 2011s are kind of the base, in my opinion, or the baseline, I should say. So putting this compared to that, there are some things that I like, some things that I don't. Like I said, first thing you notice is the feel in your hand, the weight of the gun, the balance, the ergonomics. Again, in my opinion, I'll give it a 9 out of 10 for ergonomics. It is one of the best feeling guns to weight ratio that you'll probably feel, at least in my personal opinion, especially when it comes to a compact gun. Pretty hard to beat. I love the aluminum frame. I love the low bore axis, even though people say that's not a thing. It is a thing. The blue-ish tint aluminum grips really do kind of set this thing off and make it look super, super fancy. The texture is very good. I do like the checkering up front and then also the checkering that you get on the back strap. It does add a lot of texture to your gun, or to the grip, I should say. So when you're shooting and it's in your hand, you really do feel super, super locked in. I will be very upfront and honest. I did already order some lock grips for this thing. I ordered, I think they're Bogey Palm Swell grip panels in brass. Not brass, I wanted to get brass in just their standard aluminum, I assume. And then I also ordered their Magwell. I'm a big Magwell guy. I got big hands, as you can kind of tell. So the more I can get my hands around, pause, the better. So I did already order that. Optic plates coming, holsters coming, the whole get up, right? This is going to be a carry gun, a shop gun, a demo gun. So I want to get it suited and booted for that. Also a competition gun, because I do shoot often. Obviously we do a lot of testing, and so, you know, it's a demo gun, a shop gun, carry gun. It's an all-around gun for me. We are safe and unloaded. I'll put the magazine over there. Something else that I liked very, very much is the trigger. Obviously, when it's in single action, this trigger is going to be very, very hard to beat when it comes to a poundage to smoothness factor. And double action for a carry gun, that's probably how I end up carrying it. It is very smooth as well. Obviously, very, very heavy, but you kind of want that heavy poundage when it comes to double action. Especially if you're going to concealed carry it. So the trigger on this thing is probably close to some 2011s, maybe smoother than some that I've shot. It really is buttery, buttery smooth all the way back until it goes off. So huge plus there. I don't plan on Cajunizing this thing or doing any internal upgrades, excuse me. Maybe just a guide rod if someone makes them. I'm pretty new to the CZ platform. So I don't know too much. So if you have any recommendations on that, please leave a comment down below. I would love your input. Something else I'm a huge fan of is the Shadow 2 Compact is actually AMB compatible, at least for the mag release. You can pull this off and then swap it, swap it to the other side if you are unfortunately wrong-handed like myself. A lot of guns don't have that feature. That's why some 2011s can kind of be a pain in the ass to use. But at least having mag release being swappable on this is, for me, already a big plus. I don't mind going over the top to, you know, re-rack around or send the slide home. So not that big of a deal. Let's get into some things that I didn't like, especially for the price point like I mentioned. First things first, you only get 2 magazines, which for a $1,300 gun is a bit of a letdown. They could have included 3. Most guns come with 3, or a lot of guns come with 3. Glocks come with 3. So again, just having 2 mags out of the box was a bit of a letdown. I like to have a spare just in case one goes down, so I don't have to go out and find one and source one. And when you're paying $1,300 plus, or sorry, before taxes, they could have just included it, if we're being honest. It's not that expensive. Second thing that I do not like about this, which I wish they would have included a safety that was a little bit more pronounced. Obviously, I compare this, like I said, to a lot of 2011s that end up having those big old thumb paddles that everyone loves and enjoys. Obviously, you can get that aftermarket and purchase a extended you know, safety, but again, just out of the box, it's a lot of money. $1,300 is a lot of dough for a pistol. A couple things that I personally would have liked out of the box, but they're not terrible, but they're also not the easiest thing to get to. They are a little flat, and I got big hands, and my thumb barely gets to this thing. A couple things to note about the safety. You can carry it in single action with the safety up. That's how a lot of the dudes that I know carry this thing. You can carry it with the safety down if you choose to do so, like a complete psychopath, but that's up to you. You can carry it in half cock with the safety up if you choose, or fully decocked with the safety down. Right? That's how I'll carry it in double action on the first shot, and then after the first shot breaks, slide will rack, puts it into single action, and you have those super crispy, quick, smooth, buttery follow-up shots with that amazing trigger. Just a couple things to note. One thing I do want to note, which I found it a little strange, I'm used to shooting 2011s that naturally have very large beaver tails, right, just because of the grip safety. One thing I've noticed is the Shadow 2 Compact, when I have my full grip on this thing, and again, I got some big hands, this beaver tail actually kind of tends to bite into my hand. I don't know if you can see. It is kind of red. Not that big of a deal. Something I would note. You can't really tell. It does bite a little bit. That probably honestly just means I'm getting a really good tight grip on it. So just one thing to keep in mind. But does bite a little bit, a tiny bit uncomfortable. I'm sure I'll get used to it with time. Again, I haven't had too many rounds through this thing. I just shot it because I don't really shoot iron sights. I just don't like iron sights, so I don't put that many rounds to it. I just wanted to test it, get a feel for it before we kind of do her up. Put the mag rail, put the grip panels, put an optic plate, port this baby, and then maybe even Cerakote this thing. I don't know yet. So again, just some initial impressions. My biggest gripe with the Shadow 2 Compact, and maybe I am spoiled when it comes to slides and slide weights and racking the slide. Again, my bench or my baseline is going to be 2011s, just because that's what I shoot the most currently. And when you're talking about, for example, the CS, and you go to rack this thing, you can easily, rack this thing with 2 fingers if you really wanted to. When it comes to the Shadow 2 Compact, and again, maybe this is just me. This slide, when it comes to racking this thing in double action, let me tell you, I'm a big press check guy, because I like to put a magazine in, especially in competitions or in the morning. You put a mag in, send the slide home, and then I like to press check to make sure it grabbed the round and sent it, or, you know, obviously loaded it into the barrel. With this thing, not that easy to do, unfortunately. The hammer's fully forward, and it's in double action. Press checking this thing is, I mean, it's not an easy task, right? It's something to keep in mind if you have some hand problems, or maybe your hand strength isn't the strongest, or even for some ladies out there that are considering this, press checking or even racking this, if you're not going over the top like this, or with an optic, right? Again, I just like to press check. It's what my training is. Press checking this thing or loading around, man, it is quite the feat. I'm going to be honest. So again, I just wanted to mention the slide length, the slide weight with the guide rod. I don't know if it's oversprung or if that's just how CZ works. If it is, let me know in the comments down below. Again, I'm pretty new to the CZ platform. However, I do want to say overall, I really do like this thing. It shoots, honestly, a little bit flatter than our CS. It shoots flatter than a C2. And that's just from a stock configuration. I can't imagine once we put some holes in this thing and port the barrel, how flat and smooth it will be then. So just to summarize the video, I do think for about $1,300, if you're looking for a hammer-fired, kind of a competition race, compact carry, concealed gun, and you want something that's full aluminum, it has a little bit of heft to it, which helps with recoil, right? We all know that. It's hard to look away or find something else for 1,300 bones that makes more sense than this. A lot of customization out there. You have the lock grip panels to make a magwell. You got some extended slide safeties you can put on. A bunch of triggers out there as well if you want to get it Cajunized, get the full internals gutted and replaced. I am really looking forward to this platform. This is going to be one hell of a shotgun and demo gun for us. I'm super excited to carry this thing, if I'm being honest, because again, that trigger is just so buttery smooth. It's a great little compact gun. Not that heavy. It is, there is some heft to it, but in reality, not that heavy in comparison. I do think it'll make for a really good carry gun. Anyways, that's all I got for you. Shooting more content on this coming soon. We're going to do a little series on it probably. If you own a CZ or a Shadow 2 Compact, drop a comment down below and let me know what you run, what you've done to it, how you even like the platform. I know for some people it's not their cup of tea. I would love to hear your opinion. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, all the good stuff like I mentioned. Stay tuned for more content on this, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.